G'day collectors, Sci-Fi back again with another action figure review. Yep, not a science fiction movie or TV show. Rock stars. I do collect these things. Rockstar action figures, have done for quite a while. If you're new to this channel, I haven't collected one in quite a while, but this one I've been absolutely stoked to find here in Australia. You know the outlay. You know which band it is. If you don't, then you aren't a metal fan, or you just live under a rock. You don't have to be a metal fan to know that symbol, that outlay. Metallica, and one of the, I won't say original bass player, that was Ron McCovney. That was way back in the day. But yeah, Cliff Burton. He was part of the Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets. And of course, with the denim box, of course he was a denim dude. Everyone else was dressed up in leather, black, whatnot. He was just, he had his old denim jeans on and whatnot. And there it is. And this comes from a company called Ultimates, Super 7, whatever, let me go. Yeah, Super 7, it's part of the Reaction company, I don't know. And it's got a little slip box here. So if you guys, and this is more of the Ride the Lightning second album, which was now Cliff Burton wasn't just your basic bassist. But anyways, yeah, let's have a look. There we go, some mad speakers there instead of having Marshall or whatever written on them. Ride the Lightning. This is incredible. Here we go, Mr. Burton. Ultimate 7. Yeah. There's a little bio there. Cliff Lee Burton was born in Castro Valley, California on February 10, 1962. As a major rager bassist in Metallica, Cliff became one of the most influential musicians in heavy metal. His life ended suddenly on September 27, 1986, in a tour bus accident, no shit, in Sweden. His legacy continues on as an icon of individuality. And proceeds will benefit the Cliff Burton Scholarship Fund. So yeah, he's not, and that's him, that's the dude. His family were basically, they're not out for money. They're not out to sort of, let me go some other bits there about the Misfits Fiend skull. Yeah, you'll see that. When was this made? 2021. Oh no. Oh, Ed Repka made this. Edward J. Repka is an artist who's done albums like Death, Obituary, and whatnot. Morbid Angel, I believe. Yeah. Sound down below if I'm wrong, but yeah, Edward J. Repka. Yeah, what a great artist. So, wow. Very cool. Anyway, I'm going to put that aside, just to the back. So here he is. Anyway, I bought this. I was looking absolutely stoked to find this. Got it from a store in Australia. If you don't know, in Australia, some of the big stores that supply heavy metal music, instruments, and whatever, Utopia, Jesus, since 1978, Christ. I was in 78, I was looking for Star Wars figures. 1978, that is. Wow. 20,000 items. Man, I bought some fantastic albums from Utopia. Never bought a figure from there. I think the only other stores, Impact in Canberra, which became Raven after JB bought them out, and Minotaur. I've bought figures from there. I think I've got a Marilyn Manson figure from there. Minotaur in Melbourne. Wow, so that's a super expensive store. And Raven, it was Lucy's Glen Lux store. Yep, but that doesn't exist anymore. But Utopia still kicks along, and thank you so much. I'm glad this is available. Alrighty, so I'm still going to rave on about whatever. And here's the figure itself, Reaction, or I don't know if it's Reaction, Super 7. But it's pretty good. It's pretty simple. It's very detailed within the jacket. Head sculpt. It's nice. I mean, you're not going to get warts and all and bits of hair here and there. You got his hair. Yeah. And you got his Misfits t-shirt. Very cool. The Crimson Ghost. If you don't know about this, you do know the band Misfits, yeah. I reckon if it wasn't for Metallica, no one would know of the Misfits. I certainly wouldn't have. Maybe if I don't know, hooked up with a goth chick years later. Maybe. Yeah. Danzig. Yeah, he became famous a bit later on. Sam Hain and all that. Yeah, if it wasn't for them. It wasn't for Metallica. Sometimes Metallica would wear a shirt back in the mid-80s of a band, and that band would woof in popularity, aka Faith No More. Looking at you guys. Garage Days Revisited. Anyways, yeah, Cliff, he just had his own style, didn't he? I mean, as I said, back in the 80s, spray paint jeans. No, man, he wore bell-bottoms and just leather brown boots. Everyone else wore skin-tight spray paint, skinny black jeans, of course, with a tear in them. And yeah, personally, I wore Vision streetwear. Black ones, high tops, yeah. Ever since then, I've never worn a pair of sneakers in my life. And a denim jacket, but no patches. So yeah, it wasn't a battle jacket, just a basic denim jacket. Battle jackets, I mean, patches of other bands, whatnot. He didn't do that. Yeah, man, he was just one of a kind. I'm just hanging. He stands pretty well. He's got I had to sort of bend him a little bit just because his joints were super stiff, and he's got rocker ankles like some of the 6-inch Black Series do. Knees do bend. I had to sort of sort that out. We'll figure that out. We'll have a muck around. But yeah, I mean, and also there was one time, this is one of the times when it was a band that I was really super invested in. It was something I've never heard before. I mean, yeah, Iron Maiden, Motorhead, whatnot. Yeah, that's metal. That's heavy metal. It's good. Now, there are other lighter bands. But then these guys just blew me away. Even though the first album I saw was Ride the Lightning, or got, because it was an import back in the day. Yeah, and then Master of Puppets came out, and I was blown away. Just wow! And you looked at the guys, and you listened to the music, and of course there were no video clips, no video interviews. You had to buy magazines to read what they had to say. They didn't have to say much. I mean, just basically, yep, we're doing this. And of course, Cliff would just say, yep, we are trying to do what we have to do on our own. And of course, you got to remember, Cliff Burton was hired as, of course, the second bassist, because Ron McCovney left. He's not friends with Lars Ulrich and Dave Mustaine. But yeah, and they said, we want this guy, because he was in a band called Trauma, and they were playing in Los Angeles. And they said, we want you in the band, but how is this? A band who's just sort of starting off. They had a couple of demo tapes, No Life to Leather. And he said, sure, I'll join you, but you got to come with me and live in San Francisco. And they did. I mean, how'd you be? Yeah, we want this guy. He must have been that good. I mean, and he is that good. And other people from other bands have always thought, Cliff Burton, what a guy. What a dude. Absolutely. So if that's the sort of influence that he had back in the day and still has to this day, yeah, all the best to him. Let's have a look around and muck around with all these other bits and pieces. So yeah, I'm chit-chatting way too long, but anyways, it's okay. And it also comes with a bass. I don't know what that is, that sort of bass is. I've always seen him with like a Rickenbacker, not the one that Motorhead Lemmy plays. It's got a strap on it, very good. And he plays the bass like nothing else. He's a finger tapper. He doesn't play with his pick. and he finger taps, and he uses wah-wah pedals. Yeah, he's just... This is back in the day, back in the 80s when you looked at it, and I think I've only seen one or two original Day in the Green videos, even though it was released on a video cassette called the 1998 Cliff and Moore VHS cassette. Of course, it was because this is, as I said, Metallica did not make video clips and whatnot. Yet I had all these people hanging off bloody the rooftops and in the crowd with their handheld big giant video cameras on their shoulders, and yeah, not like today, just to get some footage of Metallica. Probably not full songs because security would have kicked them out, but yeah. And just to see him play For Whom the Bell Tolls from Ride the Lightning, it is that he plays this thing like a guitar, like a lead guitar. But anyways, yeah, so if you ever see 1998 VHS Cliff and Moore, very rare one. Okay, came with a couple of different heads. Here we go, total thrashing head. I'm going to put these together and we'll have a look. Yep, so he's very mellow there. Thrashing head. And then on the head. And then, of course, for some reason, I don't know, a hammer. That was from Kill 'Em All, the original Kill 'Em All cover. Reason being it was called Kill 'Em All. They were going to release the album as Metal Up Your Ass. No shit. And they said, no, you can't do that, especially with the object, the image of a knife going up a toilet. And Cliff Burton said, oh, fuck these record producers, kill 'em all. Boom. First album released. There we go. A couple of hands. There's quite a few hands. I'll just pick up randoms. Yep. Let's see if we can put some together and get this figure looking cool. Alrighty, yeah, that's him put into a pose, a full-on FU pose, because that's the way he thought. If you don't like what we do, move along, move along, move along. Yep, that was him. That's just a good concert pose. It's not too bad. Yeah, there's the only hand I can find to do that. But yeah, it's got good maneuverability. Yep, that's one of the heads. It fitted on quite okay. Had to do a bit of squeezing and whatnot. Yeah, these aren't sort of, yeah, and they're not brittle necker plastic. It's pretty good. It's not bad. That's one look I'll use maybe, but nah, I'll try the next one. But anyways, yeah, so Cliff Burton was definitely much a, this is the way we do it. If you don't like it, F off. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. This is great. I was going to use a bit of trying to find a fold back sort of speaker thing for him, but nah, don't worry about it. I was just going to use some bit of old plastic for him to stand on. Sorry, that's from a high flow unit that does not make any sense at all with this video. Anyway, so there it is. That's Cliff Burton. What a guy. I mean, as I said before, his death really affected me as a young teenager in, 86 when he passed away. Yeah, because I haven't had anyone really influential. I mean, I wasn't aspiring to be a bass player and that, but you can really tell he had his own thing and everyone liked him. Yeah, even I think it was a teacher at school, one of the cool teachers, you know, one of the guys who probably had a satellite dish that could pick up American TV. He told myself and a couple of others who had Metallica blasting away on our stereo, on our boom boxes, thinking we're really cool, which we were. We were damn cool. And he said, oh, by the way, yeah, I know Metallica. I was watched on the MTV News. Cliff Burton had passed away. He died in a serious bus accident. And we didn't believe him, but of course we did because he had the satellite TV. He had the news before anyone. It wasn't for about a month later until magazines came to Australian newsstands. And yeah, and it did. And it still affects people to this day. Not So much in a bad way, in a good way. As I said, this action figure by his family, the Burton Institute, proceeds will develop. He's got a scholarship fund for, I'm assuming, gifted musicians or musicians who want to play, or so his legacy lives on, and it will do. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been 2 other Metallica bassists since then. Both are good in their own right, but he really slotted into a band where, it was great. I mean, can play a bass like a guitar, wrote his own songs. I mean, come on, everyone listened to Kill 'Em All, Anastasia, Pulling Teeth, For Whom the Bell Tolls, The Call of Cthulhu, and of course his swan song, which is one of my favourite songs, Orion. And he was buried to that. Anyway, that's about it. Hopefully I'll have some more musicians up in the future. I don't know when. There's a couple I'm looking at online, but I had to get this. I saw this on Utopia. I always look at Utopia every now and then and went, boom, thank you, gotcha. So not easy to get in Australia. All right, talk too long. Hopefully some other action figures coming up soon, but this guy's really, I'm loving it. All right, let me know down below. Fire off in a comment down below before you leave if you want. What do you think of Metallica or heavy metal in general? All right, guys, all the best. Metal up your ass! No, just kidding. Anyways, you guys take care. Cheers.